Hey Raider Nation, what's up? It's your host here bringing you the latest straight from the silver and black universe. Guess what? We've got a bombshell swirling in the NFL rumor mill. There's a real possibility that the Las Vegas Raiders could trade tight end Michael Mayer to the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, I know that might sound wild at first, but stick with me. Because there's a method to the madness and plenty of reasons this could actually happen, trust me. You'll want to hear the whole story, so if you're not already subscribed with notifications turned on, go ahead and hit that button. That way, anytime rumors start heating up or breaking news drops, you're the first to know. Right here on Raiders Report. Alright, let's dive in. Right off the bat, the biggest reason this trade rumor is gaining traction is because the Dolphins have made it known they're actively looking to add a tight end to their roster. Earlier this offseason, insider Tom Pelissero tweeted that Miami is in discussions with multiple teams about acquiring a tight end, especially after shipping John Smith to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, hold on. If you caught yesterday's show, you already heard me mention how Michael Mayer has to be on that radar, but the next twist comes from Omar Kelly, who covers the Dolphins closely down in Miami Gardens. Omar mentioned that Miami has been showing interest in Mayer for a while now. He even highlighted Mayer's salary projected at around $1.66 million in 2025 and approximately $2 million in 2026. That isn't massive cap space, but it's enough to make a team curious. Miami is also shopping for cornerbacks, so if you're paying attention, Damian Richards might be on their radar, too. Interesting developments all around. Now, Raiders fans, here's where you chime in. Do you think Vegas should hold on to Mayer or send him to Miami? If the Dolphins make an offer, I want to hear your thoughts. Scroll down while this ad plays and let me know in the comments, because your voice matters. Moving on. Another major reason Mayer could be headed out? Trade rumors have followed him all off-season. Several teams have called the Raiders, even though Vegas hasn't necessarily put him on the block. But smart franchises always return those calls no matter who you are. If the Raiders decide to let Mayer go, they clear his $1.66 million cap hit and Miami picks up that tab, leaving Vegas on the hook for only about $943,000. It's not a fortune, but it's still savings. And the bigger picture is that Brock Bowers is being groomed as the tight end one for the future. Mayer knows it too. It's not like someone's going to argue he deserves the lead tight end role if a player like Bowers is in the picture. The Raiders even went out and signed to tight ends in free agency, plus Ian Thomas to act as a blocker in Quadria Ishmael, a hybrid tight end, wide receiver who impressed enough to make the roster. They also signed undrafted free agents, athletes savvy enough to contribute on special teams, so when teams start asking about Mayer, Vegas has to be at least listening. You might wonder, why are the Dolphins so interested in Mayer? Well, he was the 35th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft and has already played under 3 different coaching staffs in just 2 seasons. There was plenty of hype coming out of Notre Dame. Some compared him to Jason Witten, a safety-first style tight end who doesn't flash but brings reliability and heart. That reputation still resonates in the league. If you can place Mayer in the right system that maximizes his strengths, he could thrive. But here's where things get even more interesting: the Tom Brady connection. Anytime you see a trade or free agent move this offseason, the word relationship keeps popping up, and in this case, it might be the missing piece. You've got Tom Brady, who's formed a tight bond with Dolphins owner Stephen Ross during their University of Michigan days. Then there's John Spytek, the Miami GM, who also has Michigan ties. Yes, Spytek went to the Ross School of Business at Michigan a few years ago. There was all that tampering drama involving Brady and Ross on a yacht. Yes, that incident involving Brian Flores, and that only deepened their connection. The Dolphins' minority owner Bruce Beal has also stayed close with Brady. Bottom line, GM and head coach relationships are key when deals get done. But when the owners are tight and there's personal trust, that can tip the scales in favor of a trade. And wait, there's more. Dolphins tight end coach John Embry has worked with Spytek before, specifically in 2016, when Embry was coaching with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That continuity between front office and position coach fosters trust when you pair top-level management ties with player-coach familiarity. Suddenly it makes sense why Miami would come knocking, and why the Raiders might be more inclined to listen, especially if they respect the receiving organization. Last but not least, history offers hints. The Dolphins reportedly had Mayer on their radar during the 2023 draft. They lost their first-round pick that year, but multiple beat writers noted how Miami loved Mayer, to the point where if they'd held onto that pick, they might have drafted him. Instead, they used a second-rounder elsewhere, but remember, this is the same coaching staff, same tight end coach, same front office, only now they have a chance to pull the trigger on a veteran trade. That alone tells you there's underlying interest. So where does it stand? There are several trade scenarios floating around. We're going to break down 3 different possible deals that could land Mayer in Miami, each with unique value to both sides. We'll explore what makes sense, what the Dolphins might offer, what the Raiders might expect, and what feels like a fair exchange. And hey, if you're still with me, massive shout out. Being here in July, chatting Raiders and trade rumors, that's hardcore Raider Nation for life. You're tuned in for every update, every live breakdown Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 4 Eastern, and if this deal moves, trust me, we'll be live right when it drops. So stay locked in. We're about to take a deep dive into what the Dolphins could actually send to Vegas for Michael Mayer just ahead. Now let's talk trades. Let's break down what a deal for Michael Mayer could actually look like. Because when the rumors are swirling and teams are picking up the phone, you've got to start imagining real-world scenarios. And trust me, it's not as simple as just give us a first-rounder. Trades rarely work like that, especially when you're dealing with a guy who's not even the tight end one on his current team. So let's dive into some trade ideas, including a few that came from our guys here at Chat Sports, who've been covering both the Raiders and the Dolphins closely. And yes, I've got one that I truly believe makes the most sense for both sides. But first, let's set the stage with what the Dolphins might be willing to give. So I asked our Dolphins guy at Chat Sports, Nick Roloff, for his take. I literally hit him up in the middle of him go and live, trying to break everything down. And the first idea he floated was this: a 5th-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Straight up, that's it. Miami gets Michael Mayer, Raiders get a 5th. Now look, I know that sounds like a lowball offer. Honestly, before any of these reports came out, before Omar Kelly confirmed the Dolphins were interested, before Tom Pelissero said they were hunting for a tight end, I might have thought a 5th was about right just because Mayer is tight end 2 in Vegas. But now that we know the Dolphins are serious, a 5th feels light, like really light. If that's the offer, I'm hanging up the phone. No disrespect to Miami, but if you're coming in with a late pick like that for a former high draft selection with starter potential, that's not going to get it done. So let's move to something a bit more realistic. One of our NFL hosts here suggested a package that includes a 4th and a 6th-round pick. Now that's a little more intriguing. The Dolphins actually have the 4th-rounders in the upcoming draft, which gives them some flexibility. The idea here is that Vegas sends Michael Mayer and a 5th-round pick to Miami, and in return, they get one of those 4th-rounders and a 6th. It's still not blockbuster material. But now we're talking about a deal that acknowledges Mayer's value, especially considering his rookie contract and age. That 5th-rounder from the Raiders would likely be a comp pick anyway, and Vegas is projected to get to comp picks in that round, so losing one wouldn't sting that badly. You're essentially packaging Mayer with a low asset to climb up the board a bit and get to usable picks in return. It's not sexy, but it could work. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could be one of the most surprising twists of the NFL offseason, whispers are growing louder around the league that star cornerback RASUL Douglas may be trading the cold winds of Buffalo for the bright lights of Las Vegas. Sources close to the situation suggest that Douglas is inching toward a deal with the Raiders, a move that has already sent shockwaves through both fan bases. While nothing has been confirmed, the buzz started picking up after Douglas was reportedly spotted in Las Vegas over the weekend, fueling speculation about his next destination. Known for his leadership and lockdown coverage, Douglas quickly became a fan favorite in Buffalo after being acquired mid-season from the Packers. His impact was immediate, bringing stability to the secondary and even earning team captain status late in the season. Yet despite his contributions and strong chemistry with the Bills' defense, it seems something may be brewing behind the scenes. League insiders point to cap space flexibility and a potential culture shift in Buffalo, which could explain the growing murmurs about a departure. Meanwhile, the Raiders, always eager for a marquee addition, have made no secret of their intention to beef up their defense under new leadership, adding a seasoned Playmaking veteran like Douglas could be exactly the kind of move that puts them back into serious contention. Social media lit up as soon as the rumors hit, with Raider Nation already celebrating the possible arrival of a defensive anchor, while Bills fans expressed disbelief and disappointment. Some even speculate this could be a strategic push by Las Vegas to lure more veteran talent into the fold. Whether this is just off-season chatter or the first spark of a blockbuster move, one thing is certain: if RASUL Douglas dons silver and black this season, it will mark a dramatic shift in both franchises' trajectories. For now, all eyes remain on Douglas, who has yet to publicly comment, keeping the NFL world guessing. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.